increasing health, but also your life as well. But potassium is necessary for the heart, kidneys, and other organs in the body to function and work normally. Now, we're going to change our diet again. Now, these are two foods I want to share with you here. We have beans and we have walnuts. I want to share with you about both of these items. Beans and walnuts contain, it's a fancy word or scientific word, I'm going to give it to you, but I'm going to also explain. They contain an amino acid called L-arginine. What this amino acid does, when you consume either one of these foods, the body recognizes it and it converts it, as you see, to nitric oxide. What nitric oxide does, it causes the blood vessels to dilate. When I say dilate, it just means expand, open up. Thus, the blood can now flow easier through the body. And think about it. When a person goes to a doctor or is rushed to the emergency room and their blood pressure is very elevated, they give them nitroglycerin to lower their blood pressure. Nitric oxide is just a natural component that's equivalent to that. Now, doing it naturally or taking or eating these items, it won't make your blood pressure just immediately come down because your blood pressure didn't get to that point overnight. It won't treat it the same as nitroglycerin, but what it will do, if you're consistent over a period of time, the blood pressure will come down. So just keep that in mind. Don't go into your kitchen now and pull out a bag of walnuts and start eating those and go measure your blood pressure maybe an hour later saying, you know, that doesn't work. No, it's not going to work quite that fast. But I will share with you some things. When you combine this later on, you can see some results in lowering your blood pressure. But I'll share that with you later. So as it reads, what nitric oxide does when it's produced in the body, it signals the blood vessels to open and close in response to the body's changing need for increased or decreased blood flow. So they just help to regulate the contraction or dilation of the blood vessels. We're going to eliminate the bad food now. We talked about the meats, and I read to you from Foods, Encyclopedia of Foods. So we won't cover that again. We know now that we need to lessen our sodium or salt intake, not take it out because there's some vital minerals in salt. So we're not going to take the salt out, but we will lessen it, or lessen our use of it. Now, here's the good part we get to. We're going to exercise more. There's a new study that now shows that even a little bit of exercise weekly will lower the blood pressure. A little bit of exercise will lower the blood pressure and improve overall fitness. And this is taken from the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health. But I am going to go to my food book because there's one item that I didn't cover that I think is vital that I share with you because I was guilty of consuming too much or a lot of this item myself. Many of us don't know that pepper actually causes hypertension. Pepper or spices. In this read, pepper causes hypertension, just as do other piquant spices. Pepper causes hypertension, anything that's a stimulant. We also have coffee. Coffee, it reads, it has been proven that when one stops regularly drinking coffee, the blood pressure drops. Did you get that? The blood pressure drops. So we want to look at the coffee that we're consuming. And the major ingredient in coffee itself is caffeine. That's one of the major ingredients that causes your blood pressure to rise. So I would dare say, if you're consuming items such as the energy or sports drinks like Red Bull, one is called Thunder, and they go by varying names. If you're consuming those, you may want to stop, or you would want to stop, because it's going to elevate your blood pressure. That's a scientific fact, that high caffeine intake, and the caffeine intake in these items those items are very high. But I wanted to share that with you about the spices because that's something that most of us don't know. Consumption of these items. Now, there's a medicinal use for them, but to consume them every day with our food, it's just constantly elevating our pressure slowly but surely. So I wanted to share that particular piece with you. Now, let's continue to move forward with this study. What the study showed was that the results of 30 minutes of walking 3 times a week, even if it was broken into 10-minute walks throughout the day, was enough to have a healthy effect on the blood pressure. Now, we have found when we share with people to exercise consistently over a period of time versus breaking it up like this, these people have been able to actually come off their medication. So you want to exercise more consistently, 30 minutes for 5 to 6 times a week. That's when you get to the point where you achieve optimal health. Now, in their measurements with this, the people, I think they continue with their medications, but they were able to cut back. Well, friends, I want to let you know, when I'm talking to you about lowering your blood pressure, I'm not talking about just for you to cut back on medications. I'm talking to you about being able to actually go to your doctor. They do their evaluation and say, you know, I don't know what you're doing, but we're going to have to pull you off this medication. And I don't think that would disappoint you. And they would just continue to monitor your results. But we're looking at taking you off the medication. But this is a good study because it does support and show the effect of exercise, or I should say even lifestyle change, on a person's blood pressure. And this, once again, is done by the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health. Now, as we continue with the exercise, what we'll find is that the results will continue, and we will continue to achieve the good results that we're looking for. So keep that in mind as we cover these particular items. That's when you achieve your optimum results. So don't just start and pick up one of the things that we're showing you and think that that alone is going to accomplish what you want it to. You're going to need to do several different things, and those are the things I mentioned. Exercise, diet, even your rest. Some studies are now showing, too, that those who are not getting enough sleep at night, their blood pressure has also increased, or it does cause an increase in blood pressure. So there are a lot of little things that we don't give a lot of thought to, but we need to give more thought to because it does affect our overall health. And the final numbers that I wanted to show you with this study is that what they found for those who did walk at least 3 times a week, that the systolic pressure dropped by 5 points. And as a read also, among those who exercise 3 days a week, it dropped by 6 points. So we see that exercise is a vital piece. It's one of the key pieces that you could do to reduce your blood pressure, but exercise is valuable for so many other reasons. It improves a person's overall well-being. Now we want to stop the sink and change our lifestyle here. So what we see, the effects of exercising, the effects of changing our diet, getting our rest, and as I mentioned, those who are not getting their rest, who are going to bed late at night or who are up late at night, the blood pressure elevates, but in addition to that, some studies are now showing that it increases your chances for type 2 diabetes as well. In addition to that, at night when you sleep, the body produces something called melatonin. Melatonin is a tumor suppressor. It suppresses the growth of tumors. Now, if you're not getting proper rest, these tumors continue to grow. This is not so much in relation to hypertension, but it shows you the importance of rest. So melatonin, you want to make sure you're getting to sleep or getting your proper rest, that you are helping your body to produce the proper amount of melatonin. We're getting the sunshine that we need. Studies have also shown that when we're out in the sunshine,